Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and it is Sunday afternoon and today we are Scraplift Craftenooning. That's right, the crew are getting together and we are scraplifting this amazing layout here from Scrapping Girl 9. She is on Instagram and all her details will be down below. Go check out hers. They are amazing to look at. So she went with circles. I chose this layout. I absolutely loved how it came together. I do think that I will do it again with circles, just as Scrapping Girl 9 has done, but this time I went with ovals because I had this piece of paper sitting on the side of my table. I've had it there for ages and I just thought I need to use it up. I'd already taken some of the Easter egg shapes out of that paper, so I thought I'll just use it up for this one. It will be perfect for the photos that I wanted to use. So what I'm doing here is I am just using my Distress Oxide and I am inking in the background where I am using the spun sugar and the cracked, what is it called? The cracked pistachio. I should trust myself, to create the oval glow that will go around the background of the eggs that I'm going to put there. Scrapping Girl 9, she's done that with her circles. Now, I love this. It is a grid pattern, of course. It's in the 9s, and I just think that it is such a great layout to work with. So I'm just putting in, as I said, the oval shapes because I want the shadow glow behind the brighter coloured shapes I'm going to add to this layout base. I am now going to add in some water to activate that oxide to give it a little bit of a stippling effect, and I'm also going to use some Distress Oxide in the purple, which is, I've just got it here, the Dusty Concord, and that I'm going to use to create splatters on the page. So there I've added the Dusty Concord to some packaging and the water there, and I'm loading up my brush and you can see how pretty that looks. And it's just a really soft palette, not my usual go-to, but something that looks perfect for these photos. I must admit, when I was making this layout, I was not totally impressed with it. I was worried that it, like it was looking a little bit flat. It wasn't giving me the pizzazz that I wanted. But as I kept adding more, and that's my secret when I'm getting to a layout that I'm not 100% sold on, I just add more. The more I added, the better I felt about this layout. So as I said, I cut out these Easter egg shapes off a piece of paper that I've had sitting on my desk for such a long time. I'm really happy now that's out of my stash. It's now into a layout that's now in an album, and I am just layering it up here with these eggs to set up the 9 grid pattern, and I love the soft glow around them from that Distress Oxide. It looks really good, and the little speckles from the paint flecks are just nice there as well. Just that really, it looks like speckled Easter eggs, and that was the image that I was going for. So this takes time to put down, but once it's down, the rest of the layout pretty much comes together nicely and quite easily. So I have tried to mix them up a little bit. I do have one egg that's not a full shape, but that's not a problem because my photos, which you're going to see in a moment, do cover that up. My photos are larger than the ones in the original, but that's okay. That's the whole idea about scraplifting, as long as the elements are there. And so I have got the glow around the shapes. I have the 9 shapes. And I had the 3 photos. So they are all similar from the original. Because my photos are larger, I am not going to put a tag on this one. That's the difference in my layout this time compared to the original. And I've just used some crafting foam there to pop up these photos because I want them to be nice and solid, and the foam in the background allows that to sit on that page just raised flat and evenly. So I have these 3 photos here. They were taken last Easter at the Easter festival that we attended at the bottom of the mountain. It was a great event and we had lots of fun that night, and I'm just putting in those extra eggs on top like she has got with her circles, where she has double circles. So the difference is, normally I would have distressed the eggs as well with paper distressing, but I didn't, and I probably should have. But then again, it's okay. I go in and fix that in with my black pen shortly, and you'll see how I do that. This is come together lovely. I do have lots of open space there, so I'm just measuring with these shape cutters from Creative Memories, and I'm using them to get the oval happening here, as you can see. And I'm putting in some faux stitching with my black pen, and already that's lifting that layout just that little bit more. I really was feeling that it was flat. I was feeling that the pastels weren't working for me. I do love the colour palette because they do reflect the photos, but it was just lacking something. So I've gone in with my black pen. As I said, I'm going around the egg shapes here now, and that adds a little bit more definition into this layout. And I'm actually liking how it's now starting to pop, which makes a big difference on your pages. So you can see here where I've gone around. I'm going to draw in a messy line border to lift it up off that striped background, and that striped background is very pretty. I do have the middle, which I am going to utilize on another layout somewhere soon. I am going to add in a little bit of faux messy stitching here, and that's adding some more detail to it. And as I said, I'm just keeping adding to it because it was really flat and I wasn't 100% happy with it. I'm adding in that it was Easter 2024 down the bottom. That's the date so that I remember when I'm doing it. That's important as well. And now I'm just going to embellish it. And now these little flowers, they all came off the original paper, and I fussy cut them out. And I'm just layering them up around the eggs in 3 spots to build my clusters. Now, she doesn't do that as such. She does have labels on hers, word labels, which I have not put on mine. Just because of the size of my photos as well, I feel that there's labels already on the photos, so I didn't want to overpower with words. And I'm just building these clusters, and I like how they've turned out. Just going to have the pop-up little bits and the flat bits in the cluster. And you can just see that the colours just complement all the way around, and that's because they did come from that original paper, as I said. And I like this overall so far. It's now looking a little bit better to what it was. Still not 100% sold, so I'm going to add in some pops of colour now for the centres of the flowers here. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a flick so they go down like an enamel dot, which is very, very helpful. And then I'm just going to add in some pink now, just as another bit of detail around the shapes to draw your eye around the layout. And I like how they are. So when they flatten down, they've also got a pearlescent colouring to them, so they are sparkly but not sparkly. I'm adding in the mint, so they're going into the mint circle, which is really helpful. And you can see how this is now just lifting that layout so much more, so much better than how flat it was looking a little while ago. So I love how these pops of colours flatten out to give you that faux enamel dot appearance, which is really good, and especially if you don't own a lot of enamel dots. It's a great way of getting the same effect, you know. So you buy one bottle in a versatile colour that you're going to use a lot, and then you will get a massive amount of usage across your layouts with it. So far that's it. I am still contemplating. I'm going back to my clusters, and I'm just adding 3 sets of 3 Nouveaux in the white pearlescent. That's to finish off those clusters. And I'm still looking at it, and I'm not really sure that I'm 100%. Those flowers there need their little blue dots in the middle just to make them pop and finish off the flowers, which is important. And yeah, there's my layout. I'm pretty happy with it. Off camera, I added that little flower down the bottom because I felt that one was a little bit flat. And you will see how I went around some more of those eggs with my black pen just to pop them up off that page just a little bit more. And I really do think that this is 100% better than what I was intending it to be. I like the pastel colours. They just sometimes appear a little bit flat on the layout, but that's how mine has come together. I can't wait to watch what the rest of the crew have done with this layout. There is the original, and that's how mine transpired. The full playlist, as I said, is linked below. Go and check out the crew. They are very talented. There is 11 of us now, and if they're all playing, I'm sure you're going to see multiple different ways and interpretations of this layout. It is always fascinating to see what everybody does on this great Scraplift Crafternoon on a Sunday. So happy scrapping, everybody. Thanks for sticking it out through to the end. I hope there's something here that you like to earn the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. See you in the next video.